Hello, and welcome to our channel. In this video, we'll look at how you can use the results of your Tiger Technology Storage Assessment Report to gain insights about your storage and data management. First, you need to order your report and install the Storage Assessment Data Collection tool. If you need help with this, please check out our deployment video. It is advisable to generate the report for a storage device which has been actively in use for at least 1 year. The web report about the selected drive gives you statistics about the number, size, and percentage of total size of your accessed, modified, and created files. The report illustrates data usage for a selected time frame, any number of years, months, weeks, or days. At the bottom of the report, you can view statistics about each subfolder of the analyzed path as well as the top 7 file types by size. Next, choose the path to be analyzed. All subfolders of the analyzed path should show a similar pattern of data usage over a longer period of time. Deviations from the general data usage pattern in one subfolder can distort the conclusions you make about the parent folder. Let's look at how you can use your report to monitor some key metrics. Set your reporting period to 2 years and select your desired path. You can view the totals field of the storage utilization overview to get information about your data usage over the last 2 years and the key metrics section. Then you can change the time period to just 1 year and see how the key metrics change. Here's an example of how you can estimate the amount of local space you can reclaim. Configure the time controls to display a report for the last year. Then deduct the size of accessed files from the total size of files on your storage. This way, you will get the approximate amount of space you can free on your local storage by moving data that has not been accessed to the cloud. The result will also allow you to get a rough estimate of the costs of hosting your data in the cloud. Archives may comprise up to 80% of locally stored organizational data. If you compare the last access and average created size graphs, you will either get matching patterns, a peak in both file access and file creation at the same point in time in both graphs, or patterns that do not match, a peak value in the middle of the analyzed period, for instance. If you see similar patterns, the data is a good candidate for using an archive cloud tier. You can also check the daily averages field of the report and add the average daily size of modified files to the average daily size of created files. This will give you the approximate size of data which will be replicated daily to the cloud. Apart from data archiving, you may also want to use the cloud for continuous data protection with file versioning control. To create an estimate of that, check the size of modified files for the selected time. This value corresponds to the approximate size of versioning data that will be hosted on your cloud target on a yearly basis for a single version of each file. If these files have changed 3 times, for example, then the required cloud storage space would get tripled. Check the average size of modified files in the Daily Averages section of the report to calculate approximately how much versioning data you will be uploading on a daily basis. Having these report findings in mind, you can explore how TigerBridge, our software-only data management solution, can help you meet your data and storage management goals. TigerBridge enables hybrid cloud workflows, allowing for an approach that's tailored to your environment and workflow. When configuring a source in TigerBridge, you let it automatically manage all data in that source's path, including data in all subfolders based on the policies for data replication, space reclaiming, and data archiving you have specified. You can use the Storage Assessment Report to view statistics about drives folders and decide whether to apply the same automatic data management policies to all of them or configure separate sources depending on different data lifecycle patterns in different folders. You can also use your Storage Assessment Report to decide whether a subfolder of an analyzed path should be automatically managed by TigerBridge or added as an excluded location where data can be managed only manually. The replication policy governs what data from the local storage needs to also be copied to the respective tier of the cloud storage target. Depending on the needs of your workflow, you can configure it to replicate all data as soon as possible for data backup and disaster recovery workflows, or synchronize the replication of data with its removal from the local storage for hierarchical storage and data archiving workflows. The replication policy uses just one parameter. TigerBridge replicates a file only when a specified amount of time has passed after its last modification, thus assuming the file will not undergo any further changes. To adjust it using the statistics of the report, compare values about the number and size of modified files on a source from different points in time. The space reclaiming policy governs which data needs to be moved to the nearline tier of the target, freeing space on your local storage. It operates using two parameters: for how long a file has not been accessed and how big the file is. Use the accessed file statistics from the report to decide what value would not interrupt your normal workflow by having to retrieve a file from the target in order to access it. The statistics about average file sizes can give you a clue how big a file should be in order to free the needed space on your local storage by moving it to cloud storage. In the space reclaiming policy, you can also configure the use space and maximum use space thresholds based on the expected data growth using the information from the reporting tool. The data archiving policy governs what data needs to be copied to the archival tier of the target. The policy operates using two parameters: for how long a file has not been accessed and how big the file is. Use the accessed file statistics from the report to decide what files can be moved to the archival tier without any foreseeable need to keep them ready for retrieval, unless you have to recover from disaster. When combined with the space reclaiming policy, all files copied to the archival tier can also be replaced by offline files on your source, thus freeing space on it. The statistics about average file sizes can give you a clue how big a file should be in order to free the needed space on your local storage by moving it to cloud storage. To prevent replication of files that have been encrypted on your source due to a ransomware attack, TigerBridge provides you with a failsafe setting, which automatically pauses the replication once the number of files queued for re-replication exceeds a limit set by you. As files are queued for re-replication only if they are modified on the source, to configure this protection mechanism, you need to know what the maximum files modification rate of your organization is. Although the maximum number of modified files may also include modified files that have not been replicated yet, it gives you a good starting point for calculating the limit above which the modification rate may signify that you're a victim of a ransomware attack. In the last access graph, find peak value day. Hover your mouse over it until the tooltip with additional details is displayed, and then click on the graph to update the statistics with data about just that day. Check the number of modified files for the date in the report. This is the approximate maximum modification rate, and any value above it may indicate that your data is being encrypted due to a ransomware attack. Aside from configuring TigerBridge to automatically manage data in your sources, you can also use its shell extension and command line interface to manually perform data lifecycle management operations on selected data. The main advantage of using the command line interface of TigerBridge is that you can schedule the execution of specific tasks by including the commands in a script. Using the statistics about peak access to data on a weekly basis, for example, can help you schedule TigerBridge to replicate files when this would not obstruct your organization's workflow. To find out more about TigerBridge, check out our TigerBridge playlist. Thanks for watching.